coming of rage story. Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to day 8 here on the 31 Days of Horror. I'm your host Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yeah, day 8 is here, and I have got one here courtesy of Anchor Bay. This one has not yet been released. I believe it comes out October 13th, so this is a sneak preview of this one. When I first read the synopsis of this film, I thought it actually sounded pretty good. But yeah, well, let's see how I felt about this one. From 2015, it is called June. Upon looking at the cover art of this and reading the synopsis on the back, it does look and sound actually pretty generic. But let's get into the premise of this one. Basically, it centers. The film starts out with kind of the backstory of June. It basically starts out where there's like the satanic cult doing this like sacrifice to whoever. And it actually goes completely wrong. A bunch of people just end up getting slaughtered. And at the time, June was an infant, and she gets possessed by this kind of demonic force. So then she gets put into foster care. The story jumps 9 years later, but the backstory, she gets bounced around in foster care for about 9 years. She ends up with this new family, Lily and Dave. They have taken on, June as, they want to adopt her and stuff like that. And, at first, they seem like, they're really into her and stuff like that. But, they know that June might have a little bit of issues. It starts showing right away. The mother, she's more willing to, kind of keep June around. Now, the father, he's a little more reluctant as he sees June kind of having these really weird kind of episodes and weird things about her. And he doesn't really know what's going on with her. As time progresses, even June's having a hard time dealing with, herself, and she doesn't really know what she is and what she's becoming and things like that. So now it's just basically kind of a struggle for June herself and, of course, the parents to figure out what exactly is going on with her. And yeah, that's basically the premise of the film. Now, my thoughts on this one. First off, we'll start with the good stuff. Now, I thought the film looks absolutely beautiful. They did a really good job with the cinematography in this one. It's a pretty low budget film, but I was impressed with what they did with some of the shots, and the overall cinematography and look of the film is actually pretty beautiful. It's got a very kind of soft approach to it, and it's very nice to look at and stuff. The overall acting in the film, the parents, there's not really a lot of characters in this one. You got the parents, you got June. And for the most part of the film, some, social workers and things like that, but not really a whole lot of characters. I thought the acting was pretty good. I thought June, the little girl, did a pretty good job in this film. There's not really a whole lot of positive things to say about this one. Moving on to the bad of this one. Now, this film right here, has a pretty much pretty basic premise to a film, but the script just sucks. It just sucks. They don't really explain anything in this. The narrative is very ambiguous. It leaves you wondering and kind of open for interpretation at times. But there's just not a lot of meaning to what, that they're trying to get at. They don't really explain a lot of things, to what is actually the demonic force. Is it, is she now the spawn of Satan, or is she Satan? There's a lot of questions that arise in this film, and exactly who these people are that are trying to do something about June. So you got this going on too. Now there's a lot of questions, and it just doesn't really add up. It's a really quick film. It only runs about 80 minutes. So, like I said, it's a quick watch, but they don't really get into any of this, the meanings of anything. So it's very ambiguous. The narrative's not that great. The script is really poor. And with that said, it's actually quite boring at times too. There's a lot of slower moments and things that are happening. But you don't really know why they're happening, because you understand that she is possessed. We know that. But she's like kind of on a mission. She's kind of tormenting her father the whole time, and weird things are happening all around. And you're just like, you're not buying into any of it. You just can't buy into any of it because nothing is being explained. So it's kind of a tough one, man. But I did forget to mention, actually, the music in the film is pretty good too. But this one just suffers from a really, really poor script, and that's really what hurts this type of film. I was kind of really hoping when I think I kind of skimmed through the synopsis originally, and I thought it was more of like a killer, kind of kid film. Maybe like a kid slasher film or something like that, but it totally wasn't. But yeah, this one right here, it's kind of taking elements of The Omen. It's using a female this time. I guess that's what they're kind of trying to get at with this one. Like I said, it's unexplained, but just not really a lot to offer in this one. There's really nothing going on at all. Basically the overall feel for it is it just feels super generic. It feels super generic. You kind of feel like you're a little bit cheated after watching the film because you're just like, okay, there's the ends. That's what happens. Okay. And you kind of see the twist ending happening from a mile away, really. I knew something was up and I was like, okay, that's exactly what it is, but yeah, just not very enjoyable. Not really a whole lot of good things to even say about this one. So if I had to rate this film, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. And that's solely because it was very beautiful. I did like the music and I thought the acting was pretty good. But really, that's it. Poor script. Just lack of development, really. Just low budget and it could have been longer. It could have been longer, with more development and stuff. So June, if you're still interested in this one, it's coming out October 13th, of course, courtesy Anchor Bay here in Canada. I'm not sure who's releasing it in the US, but this is a Canadian release. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for day 8. I guess it, eventually was going to, come to where I didn't recommend a film in this 31 Days of Horror because I am watching all films that I've never seen before with the exception of the first couple. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'll see you tomorrow in day 10, day 9, I should say, day 9. Peace out, homies.